Welcome in the Versus Network. My name is Versus and here we are with our SINNOH ASH team, which we're using in one double battle and one single battle. Let's see how many wins we can get out of these two battles. We see this whole team over here. You can use it yourself if you would like to. If you say now, man, Lucario isn't really a SINNOH Pokemon, you're right. And Garchomp, yeah, I mean he has a Gibble but never had a Garchomp. You're completely right. These are just filler Pokemon. We will always use Torterra, Staraptor, Gliscor and Infernape in these two battles. But let's have a look at the stats here. Overall, Staraptor is a really interesting Choice Scarf set here. You will see how that works. We have a Shell Smash set with Torterra. We have Tailwind Gliscor, which is pretty nice to be honest. And we have an Fake Out Infernape. And make sure to leave in the comments down below your wish for the next episode, which team we should use over there. But now let's jump directly into the first battle. Here we go. There is our double battle opponent. We always start with the double battles here. And my plan is always to get that Torterra working here. Torterra just clicking Shell Smash and taking lives after that. That is the whole plan with that team. And for this, I think we will always go Infernape Torterra for the start, having Gliscor and Staraptor in the back, seeing how that works. It will be very difficult to get that strategy here. We will go for a Fake Out and just straight for the Shell Smash, and we hope that this will work out. A problem is the Incineroar, for example, which directly lowers our attack. But actually we have a White Herb on the Torterra, which also would get rid of the Intimidate, which is not too bad. But when we have a look at our opponent's team, we can hit the whole team pretty effectively with our Torterra. Staraptor can just come in later and take one life with Final Gambit, for example. But also it is pretty nice with close combat into the King of Beat. But let's see what waits for us. Our opponent here has a pretty crazy win streak, a 6 win streak against our 5 win streak. Let's see what happens. Okay, we see Aerodactyl plus Incineroar, which is kind of scary to be honest, because we can get Fake Outed by the Incineroar here on our Torterra all the time. I would love to get out a Shell Smash. The problem is I always need to Fake Out the Aerodactyl here, and then I will just go for the Shell Smash. Yeah, the problem is if Tailwind gets up, we have a huge disadvantage overall. Okay, we see Mega Aerodactyl here, which is not a problem for me. I think we are good. Let's see what happens. We go for a Fake Out. I actually think that our Torterra will get faked out. Let's hope. No! Our Infernape! That is actually the best case scenario. Because of that, we will get out that crazy Shell Smash here. Smashing our Shell, we get really poor in our defensive stats, but now we threaten with a lot of different things. We have Rock Slide, for example, but I don't really think that we need to risk Rock Sliding. I think what we can do is actually just going for a close combat and then a Wood Hammer into the Aerodactyl, getting that KO on Aerodactyl would be huge. Rock Slide will not get any KO here, so I don't think that is our best bet. So let's try it. If we can get it out. Wood Hammer, we are faster, getting out of the way. So Mega Aerodactyl goes down to that crazy Wood Hammer of Torterra, which is awesome, by the way. And now close combat should be... Oh no, look at that. That is pathetic. That is really not too much damage. I mean, we are intimidated, but still, that was nothing, not even 50%. But our opponent gives us a small window here. I mean, Incineroar will cycle back in all of the time, and we don't have... that's a problem, yeah. We don't have Protect on Torterra. Let's see what happens. Our opponent will bring out definitely Incineroar after that, but the first Pokemon he brings out will be interesting as well. At least we got rid of Mega Aerodactyl in turn 2, which gives us a huge advantage overall, and the Incineroar is also not the biggest problem with the Pokemon that we have in the back. We see Garchomp coming out, which is fine by me. seeing Garchomp here. Should be okay, thinking about what we have in the back. So we are on neutral now with Torterra. I could switch, I think I will switch out Infernape here. We could actually go into Staraptor, which is not the worst of ideas. We would get that double Intimidate off. And I think that's my best play to make. I mean, Final Gambit in the end game is also crazy, and just bringing in Gliscor here. Maybe we should try that. Should we? Difficult. I think Gliscor is the play. And then I will just try my best to Earthquake. I don't think that we get the Earthquake out, by no means. But still, if he does not fake out that slot, then everything should be in... No, there we go. We have the fake out, plus what? Torterra flinched. And we see a Dragon Claw, which is sadly enough for Torterra. But this is fine. This is totally okay, because now we have a lot of options here to go for. We could actually... I think Staraptor is the best thing that we can do in that scenario. I think Staraptor is the way to go. Having Infernape in the back is not too shabby with the fake out in the end. Double Intimidate, getting that off is huge, because now what we can do... We could Tailwind. For sure, but we could also just getting out crazy Earthquakes here with our Gliscor. I don't think that... Yeah, I mean, that's fine. We are going for an Earthquake with Gliscor, and maybe I will just get rid of Garchomp here. We just Final Gambit into the Garchomp. Let's go for that. I think that's the best play that we can do, getting out that Garchomp. And then what will Incineroar do? Best case scenario, Incineroar... Oh no, Incineroar switches out. This should be okay. Sylveon coming in. Oh, Sylveon doesn't want to take an Earthquake. Final Gambit. We will get out the Shark Boy, which is nice. I mean, we lose the Raptor here, but that is totally okay for us, because Garchomp is gone, and now the Earthquake will do a great chunk overall here. Look at that, nearly 50%. That is awesome, because that means another Earthquake would do the trick, but actually we can't Earthquake with Infernape on the side. Let's see how we play that. This is not one yet. Hyper Cutter is great, that means our attack is not lowered. What I can definitely do, I could protect this turn here, not risking anything. I could just go for Protect and faking out the Sylveon. I think that's the best what we can do. What will Incineroar do here? Incineroar can't do anything crazy. We just need to make sure... No, okay, Sylveon detects, which is fine by me. We just get a fake out here. And then what is the next? I think fake out goes out into our Gliscor, which is fine. Actually, that is okay, because now... In that case, I can't Earthquake because I would kill myself. Sylveon detected, that means the Sylveon slot is pretty open, and I think we will just get rid of the Sylveon here with a combination of Earthquake and Dual Wing Beat. That should be fine as long as we hit that Dual Wing Beat. That could always be a problem. We don't hit our own Gliscor, and then an Earthquake, getting Sylveon in the range, a little bit on chip damage on Incineroar, which is great, and now we get the double wing beat off, getting the Sylveon out. Awesome, I love to see that. Gliscor is such a cool Pokemon, even using it a little bit differently than normally, because we have no Toxic Orb yet in that game. We need to use leftovers, but look at that, it is pretty tanky here, and now we are not risking anything, just Dual Wing Beat, and our opponent forfeits the game. I mean, it was just one close combat away. That means we break the win streak of our opponent, who had a 6-win streak. That is crazy. We have our double battle win. We are going on 6 wins as well and going into the Ultra Bolt here, which means in the next battles everything is getting a little bit more difficult. But now we have also to win 1 game in the single battles. Here we are with our single battle opponent, who has a really good team. We have to take care here. The Dragonite is pretty scary. I'm also a little bit afraid. Oh, I mean, it's it's alright. It should be alright. We will definitely bring Torterra in that battle. Torterra is very, very necessary, and I think Staraptor is really good as well. Yeah, Gliscor is not the best. I think we go Staraptor, Infernape, and Torterra. I just have to decide how we want to start the battle. I mean, we always can just start Infernape here, actually. Infernape is never really a bad choice in no scenario here. Staraptor is also pretty good, just taking out one Pokemon with Final Gambit for the start. I think we try yeah, let's try to start with the Staraptor. We only have that one chance here with that team to win that battle. Let's see how that works. Okay, our opponent here, nothing crazy so far. We are still in the Great Ball rank. We start, our opponent, not we, starts with the SINNOH, which is pretty nice. We could just go Brave Bird here. I mean, I wished I started with Infernape, but that is also fine. We could just Brave Bird. Nothing can really switch into a Brave Bird without too many problems. So I think we will just do that. Just going for that Brave Bird, no switch. Is a Brave Bird enough to take out SINNOH? It is, definitely. That is great. Staraptor taking out that one. I mean, pretty good start for us overall. I'm happy that we did not start with Torterra, which can come in later. And now we see Toxapex. And Toxapex is a problem for sure. I don't think we can beat that here one-on-one. The only thing what I can do is taking myself out to get a clean switch into Torterra, or I switch directly into Torterra and clicking Shell Smash. I mean, what will you do against that? I mean, Torterra is the only thing that we can do against. Yeah, that's the only option we have to win against Toxapex here. Infernape is okay. I could also just Brave Bird. Yeah, let's go for one Brave Bird and see what our opponent does here. Just Brave Birding does a good chunk of damage. We get a little bit of recoil and the Toxic is coming out. Actually, I like to see that. I like to see our Staraptor being toxic way more than our Torterra. Now we see leftovers. I see my opponent going for a defensive move. I see my opponent going for recover or for Baneful Bunker here, and that is our chance to bring in Torterra and clicking the Shell Smash. I think that is the best chance that we get in that game. Baneful Bunker, recover, that's fine. I think, and that is what I needed. That is what I needed, the free switch into Torterra here, and we can just click Shell Smash without any doubt. Earthquake would have been nice as well, but still I think that this is the better choice, just going for that. I think we will get Toxic here, but it doesn't matter what he switches in from here, he will get tons of damage from here on. And even if we have to switch out once again because unforeseen things, everything should be okay. Best case scenario for my opponent that he just goes into Dragonite here, I think, tanking that Earthquake. We could predict that going for a Rock Slide here, but do I really want to do that? I don't think so. No need to risk that. No, we see a Baneful Bunker. He just goes for a little bit of chip damage. In hindsight, I'm not really sure if we should just have gone for Earthquake, but I don't think we will take it out with Earthquake. Or maybe we could have. I'm not sure. Let's go for another Earthquake. Toxapex goes out here, and we see the Dragonite, which is a bummer. Which is definitely a bummer. The question is if we should stay in, but I'm not sure if I can take on that Toxapex without Torterra. We could also just bring in Staraptor here. But also, this Dragonite is hard to beat. We just click Rock Slide. We need to break the multi-scale here. We can also hope just to flinch with Rock Slide. And then breaking the multi-scale, flinching it. That would also be a nice option. Oh, we see an Extreme Speed. And I think 2 Extreme Speeds will be enough to take us out. Rock Slide is nice to see. Let's see how much damage we get on ourselves. Yeah, okay. Toxapex could stall us out. Yeah, I think my play is always to let Torterra going down here. Oh, he over-predicts, which is big for us. That is big news for us, that we see an over-prediction on his end here. That is pretty good, and now I know what to do. I definitely know what we are going to do. We go into Staraptor here. Should we, or Infernape? We could also just fake out Earthquake. But then I would love to go for the final Gambit here, actually. But does it really do anything for us? We could also just fake out Earthquake with Infernape all day long. Yeah, let's try that. Let's try that. Infernape coming in. That really goes down to the wire, that battle. I hate Toxapex so much. But we have no Mega Dragonite left. I think he will always go for Toxic here. Because of that, the fake out is free. We still get a little bit of damage. We have a small amount of damage after the leftovers. Yeah, I mean 6% of damage is fine. We just go for Earthquake here. Very happy that we have Earthquake. And this is really good and strong damage. And he goes for Toxic. And now what will be the next move? Baneful Bunker, right? He will always go for Baneful Bunker in that next round. I mean, if he does not, he will die. He must go for that to get the recovery. And in that scenario, we go into Staraptor. And the plan is pretty clear here. We stall out the one Baneful Bunker turn that we have. Yeah, there we go. And then... I mean, was it really good? But now I try to take myself out with Final Gambit. We will do a good chunk of damage here. Will we see another? No, we don't see another one. Final Gambit. And Final Gambit is enough to take out the Toxapex. Pretty great that we played it like that. Toxapex goes down to that Final Gambit. Infernape is still standing. That means we got 2 wins in our 2 battles, which is actually pretty awesome. I love Ash's Sinnoh team so much, and now it's your turn, guys. Please tell me in the comments down below which team you would like to see next. Maybe another team of Ash, maybe from another character, maybe a mono ground type team. For example, just be creative. We can use everything in that crazy format here in Pokemon Champions. This is so much fun, and I hope to see everybody of you soon here on the Versus Network. Goodbye, guys.